After the Persian was designed, in that it was an ethnic piece, Sal asked me for ethnic designs. So I began studying iconic ethnic pieces from all over the world to see what I could adapt into a folder that reasonably translated qualities of the inspirational design into a Spyderco piece. There are many different blade shapes for Navajas. They actually made a razor shape, a bit of a hawkbill shape. There's probably 30 different blade shapes. I chose this, which is very close to a Seville style blade, or even a Corsican style Navaja blade. And again, the width for me gives control and accuracy. I did want to have this tight clip, drop in the clip, because it's very Seville style. They were often made out of horn, and they had a saddleback or a tip control for the spring. So having it come to a point, but yet a wide enough handle that you could grip, control, and torque was important. Another aspect, this knife is a little different than developmental pieces. It's very hard to hear this kaca mechanism. The kaca isn't near as loud as it would be on a traditional piece, but it does give the user the feeling of the kaca, but it feels a little bit more like a fine snap-on ratchet rather than dragging a piece of chain across the floor. But it's, to me, an iconic attribute of the Navaja, which at the time was somewhat of an intimidation factor, much like the click of a ballet song in the Philippines. But with the travelers or gypsies of Eastern Europe found that the kaca was a very intimidating aspect of the piece, so I thought it was important to be incorporated into the knife. But again, because of the size of the knife, it gives me access to grab comfortably with full grip back a ways, and it effectively changes the reach of the piece substantially. But yet you can come up on this knife in many ways and have quite a few options in the grip. The angle of the blade is fairly nice. If you have to cut something in a push cut, you can use this edge and really have enough access, good jump thumb ramp on the back, put large muscles and bone behind it on penetrating and scraping. The liner lock was a very acceptable choice, and well, I do mainly liner locks. So for me and design, it's much quicker for me to produce a design as a liner lock rather than to go through intricate fit and finish and retry and fit and finish and retry of a back lock, particularly when most of my designs are one-offs. I don't build a model and build 100 of them. I think the most of any one design I've built has been the Chris, and I only built 4 of those. So I would really design a knife from scratch, and it keeps my attention and it keeps my passion high. So that's kind of the path I've chosen. I'd handled a few kaca mechanisms that were traditional, but there's a lot of impact, and it's self-destructive on the knife. And Spyderco is about taking an ethnic piece and bringing in modern technology to give reliable, high performance on the piece. So some of those choices are made, again, for Spyderco criteria, trying to make a current, modern version of a traditional piece.